Hello and welcome to the next installment of Math Examples. We are working on 8.2 Day 2. We do have a guest here today of Mr. Theo. So if he's talking or crying, that's because he's here. Hopefully I get through this without him crying. So this is your problem of the day. Your problem of the day is review from last week. So I'm going to kind of go through this kind of quick so we can get to the stuff for today. So here we go. Step 1 is use the distributive property if needed. So I'm going to distribute. I have parentheses. I'm going to distribute to each one of these. Remember, distributing means multiplying. So I got negative 5 times x gets me negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 8. Two negatives get you a positive 40 equals 38 minus 3x. Okay, now we can move on. Combine like terms if needed. I see that I don't have two of the same type on each side. I have a variable and a constant and a variable, so I can't combine any of those. So I'm going to move on to make a zero pair with the smaller variable. The smaller variable is negative 5. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to add 5x to both sides. Add 5x. So I'm left with 40 equals 38. I have a positive and a negative. I subtract those, it gets me 2, keep the sign of the larger number, which is on the 5, so it's be plus 2x. Now I got to get rid of the constant near the variable, and that is this 38, so I'm going to subtract 38 from both sides. I am now left with 2 equals 2x. Last but not least, I am going to divide by 2 on both sides. And I'm left with 1 equals x. Okay, that was your problem of the day. Just some review. So now we're going to move on to today's work. Today's work is basically what we were just doing yesterday, except so these are what your problems looked like yesterday, and we set, since they were both y equals, we just set these equations equal to each other. Today, so these might still be on your homework, so watch out. But today, your problems are going to look like this. So these problems, one problem is not set to y or x equals, but one is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use this first one, the one that does not have a y or x equals, and we are going to use that as our base equation. And then since this tells me that y equals x plus 3, so I am going to insert y into this equation. So I'm going to substitute one part of the equation to the other. And so now I'm going to rewrite it. So I'm going to start with 8x minus 2 instead of y. What does y equal? X plus 3. So I'm going to put a parentheses because that's how we insert new numbers. X plus 3 equals 6. Okay, now step 2, we're going to solve the new equation for the variables. Now I'm going to solve for x. So now I'm going to do kind of the same steps from the problem of the day. And I'm going to distribute this negative 2 to both terms on the inside. So I have 8x minus 2x minus 6 equals 6. So the reason why it's a negative 6 is because we have negative 2 times negative, or excuse me, negative 2 times a positive 3. A negative times a positive gets you a negative. Okay, next I'm going to combine like terms. I have a x and I have a negative 2x, and then I have two constants. So I see on this side I have two boxes, so I can combine these. 8x minus 2x gets me 6x minus 6 equals 6. I know there's 3 6's, someone's going to be laughing. Alright, next I need to get x all by itself, so I'm going to get rid of the constant near the variable. So I'm going to add 6, those go away, add 6. I am now left with 6x equals 12. Last but not least, I'm going to divide by 6, because I need to get x all by itself. I'm left with x equals 2. Alright, so this is all. The only new part from today was how we put y into the other equation. The rest of this is all the same. So we just solved for x, and so now we're going to go and solve. We're going to substitute the new value into an original equation and solve. So that is the green stuff here. So now when you input this x equals 2 into a new equation, you got to be smarter now with what you pick. Because you can't just pick whatever one you want. You could, but one's going to make your life harder and one's going to make your life real easy. So, anyone have a guess of which one's going to be easy? Well, if you were to put 2 in that 8x minus 2y equals 6, you would have to do some math work to get y all by itself. But is there an equation that already has y by itself? Yes, there is. If you said the bottom one, you are correct. So I'm going to rewrite this second equation. Y equals, now instead of x, what did we figure out x was? X equals 2, so I'm going to put 2 plus 3. Oh, this is easy peasy. So what's 2 plus 3? Y equals 5. Woo. Last but not least, you got to write an ordered pair with both of these. An ordered pair looks like this. X comma y. What is my x value? X equals 2. So I'm going to put 2 here, and my y is 5. So this is my final answer.